Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Moving Right Along, a Muppet movie podcast brought to you by toughpigs.com. It's the podcast where we watch The Muppet Christmas Carol 2 minutes at a time and talk about it a lot. I'm your host, Anthony Strand.
And I'm your other host, Ryan Rowe.
And today we are joined by a very special guest, one of our oldest Tough Pig pals. He's been with the website 10 plus years now.
10 plus years, yeah.
Yeah.
A decade.
And who is he? Who are you? Who are you, a decade club member?
I am Matthew Soberman, and I learned an interesting fact about myself before this show. I'm apparently the guest on the most listened to episode of Moving Right Along of all time, and I just want to say thank you all for listening to me talk about Muppet Vision 3D.
It's true. Right. It's true. Statistics show that the Muppet Vision 3D episode with Matthew as the guest is our most listened to episode.
Right.
So.
The king of guest stars.
So I would say go check that one out. But statistically, listener, you already have.
Everyone's already heard it, yeah.
You don't have to listen to it again.
I mean, if you want to.
Or you do have to listen to it again. Let's get those numbers up there.
Just make it an annual event. Yeah, for Muppet Vision 3D. All right, but today we are not talking about Muppet Vision 3D. We are, in fact, talking about minutes 35 and 36 of The Muppet Christmas Carol. In these minutes, the gang arrives in Ebenezer Scrooge's childhood.
The gang.
The magic of time travel.
The magic of time travel. And when I say the gang, I mean like the classic Muppet Show gang. Michael Caine, The Ghost of Christmas Past, Gonzo, Rizzo, some chickens.
Yeah. There they are, all are, yeah.
So they're all here. So as we open, Gonzo and Rizzo make a landing. And this scene to me is such a great example of why they work as a pair, because Gonzo is cackling with delight and Rizzo is shaking with fear as we see them land.
Yep.
Rizzo has accumulated some kind of lacy objects on his head. I'm not sure where those came from, but it kind of makes it look like he's wearing a wedding dress.
Huh. Yeah, I can see it.
Classic,
maybe somebody's getting married.
Laundry line cartoon gag.
Yeah, something like that. They were flying very close to those rooftops in London.
Now, was this the first real pairing of Gonzo and Rizzo? Because in the 90s, that was a big thing.
Right. As we discussed on the podcast, they had one scene together in Muppet Celebrate Jim Henson, which is where Rizzo says that Jim Henson's the accountant because he signs the paychecks.
Right.
And Gonzo Gonzo's like, that's brilliant. But that's kind of it. That's their only previous pairing before this movie.
Yeah.
And then
this movie kind of opened the floodgates.
Yeah, it's a decade after this, right? Where it's solid. Gonzo and Rizzo are the guys. I mean, they co-hosted the Muppets Tonight clip show together. So
yep.
There you go.
And their friendship is kind of a big part of Muppets from Space, which we will get to in 2 seasons.
Yeah.
And Muppet Treasure Island. What am I'm forgetting?
That movie also exists.
We're going to be talking a lot about the two of them for the next 3 seasons.
Right. And they're going to co-host Muppet Classic Theater, which we will cover as a bonus episode, I'm sure.
Yes. The other thing I wanted to say about this shot is I just noticed that there is a live horse behind Gonzo and Rizzo as they are setting down.
Oh, I love how this integrates live animals with the Muppet animals.
Yeah, exactly.
It gives it that depth of realism.
It does. So next, Gonzo says the thing that I said at the top of the episode, and so they arrived in Ebenezer Scrooge's childhood. But before we really see anything about Ebenezer Scrooge's childhood, we get some more business with Gonzo and Rizzo. Because Rizzo says it was the worst trip of his life, but he's safe at last. But there's a big orange cat behind him. And he's going to try to eat him.
An oddly realistic Muppet cat. I think it's the eyes. The eyes look more like real cat's eyes than you would normally expect from a Muppet.
So, Ryan, you and I should both be delighted to see our old pal, the stunt cat from Dog City, from the Dog City special features.
Okay, yeah, this is the same puppet?
Jim Henson Hour episode. It's the same puppet, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So in that one, it's like a guy who talks. I mean, he's like an actor who's playing a dog in stunts.
It's a cat who wears a dog suit to do stunts in Dog City. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. In the Jim Henson Hour episode, listeners are probably thinking, I've seen Dog City. I don't remember that. It's in the Jim Henson Hour episode that featured Dog City. There is a brief behind the scenes interview.
It's not in Dog City. It's in the episode that contained Dog City.
Correct. It's
Right.
in the 9 minutes or whatever
Oh,
of the
boy.
episode.
Yeah, the
not
9 minutes that
actually
are
in
not
Dog City.
publicly available.
Sheesh.
Yes, right. But anyways, I love that guy, so it's nice to see him.
Yeah, I didn't even realize it was the same one. Good eye. Good cat's eye.
I recognize anyone from the Jim Henson Hour when I see them.
I'm sure you do.
Oh man, I can't wait for his 3-hour talk on Lindbergh.
I do love Lindbergh. He's so shaggy. Like, what a cool looking puppy.
He is shaggy.
Played by Zubumafu himself, Gord Robertson. So that's exciting too. Yeah. But anyways, as the cat is chasing Rizzo, he starts yelling like, "Oh no, nice kitty, nice kitty!" But then he yells, "I'm from New Jersey." Now, Matthew, you're a native New Yorker.
Yes,
you're a native New Yorker. Do you think? Can you tell me why Rizzo thinks this will make the cat more sympathetic towards him if he yells?
I don't know if it's
New
necessarily
Jersey?
sympathetic. I think it's a failed attempt at making himself look more intimidating.
Yeah, that might be right.
He's just frantically trying to make himself seem tough.
Yep.
Right,
But of course, it's kind of hard to do that when you're already running away from the cat.
Right. The other thing about this is, do we think that this means Rizzo is canonically from New Jersey? In all, because Rizzo's playing himself here, right? He's not playing Victorian England. Rizzo, he's from New Jersey.
Yeah, there wasn't even a New Jersey when the story takes place.
There sure was in New Jersey in 1843, Ryan.
I mean, it was a colony. It
was
not
not.
yet.
What year do you think 1843 is?
Oh,
guys?
state. I'm sorry. I thought my brain's a little fried. I thought he meant 1743. No, 1843. Yes.
Yeah, the United States.
New Jersey is very much a state
when this book was written.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Almost. Yeah, I am. New Jersey was a state, and Rizzo could be from New Jersey and be, an adult man in 1843 or whatever.
Adult man.
I mean, yeah.
This rat.
The U.S. was. Yeah, he's not a child, right?
No, you're right. Rizzo was a grown-up rat. Yeah, so are you suggesting that Rizzo could possibly be lying about being from New Jersey?
No, I'm wondering why he thinks that in England, revealing himself to be a colonist, like an American, is going to be not. And by a colonist, I mean English people call it the colonies.
I wish I had my copy of the Muppets character.
Reputation.
I wish I had my copy of the Muppets character encyclopedia handy to look at and see if it mentions anything about Rizzo being from New Jersey.
Oh, sure. Yeah, we'll have to double check later.
Yeah.
We can add a note if we need
can. Hi, everyone. This is Ryan in the future, and I checked the Muppets character encyclopedia, and I can report back that it does not mention Rizzo being from New Jersey. That's all. Back to the podcast.
But anyways, then Rizzo gets mauled to death by a cat while Gonzo just kind of shakes his head in annoyance.
Just looking it up now. You know what happened in 1842?
What?
When this movie apparently takes place? Dickens visited America.
Right. Yeah. Dickens visited America, and then he wrote the American chapters in Martin Chuzzlewit, which are like all about how much everyone hates America, and then American audiences turned on him.
I'm wondering if he visited New Jersey.
Yeah, he very well might have. Yeah.
I know he visited New York.
Right.
And that's why he wrote this line into the book.
For I am from New Jersey, and you do not intimidate me.
I am from New Jersey, cried the narrator's
turnpike
sidekick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. By the way, you might remember that in the Doctor Who episode with Simon Callow as Charles Dickens, the Doctor says he's a big fan, except for that American bit in Martin Chuzzlewit. That was rubbish.
But Gonzo does nothing to help Rizzo. He doesn't try to stop the cat. He doesn't try to rescue Rizzo. He just kind of watches for a second and then shrugs it off and continues his narration.
Yeah, like Gonzo knows he's here to narrate, and he will not be deterred.
Right, and it truly sounds like Rizzo is being eaten.
Right, like he's being...
It's so violent sounding.
He's gonna die.
Yes. But then Gonzo turns and starts narrating again, and he says, It was the afternoon of Christmas Eve. Scrooge became conscious of 1,000 odors floating in the air, each one connected with 1,000 thoughts and hopes and joys and cares long, long forgotten. So that's straight out of the book.
So it's a very interesting word choice. So Dickens uses the word odors.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like we would say just smells or aromas even, but
right, yeah.
Odors is such a strong, like it usually implies a bad smell.
Bad smell, yeah.
Yeah.
I said straight out of the book. Someone might call me out on it if I don't clarify. Jerry Jewell added it was the afternoon of Christmas Eve. That's not specified in the book, but the rest of that is straight out of the book. So Scrooge and the ghost land, and then Scrooge gets excited, pointing out his old friends.
Yeah, I noticed so we see them land. We see Scrooge start to land in the same shot behind Gonzo, but we don't see his entire body land. So presumably, because then it cuts to another shot where we see Michael Caine's face, and then he starts talking. So presumably that's Michael Caine's double. Like, they didn't want to make Michael Caine get up in the harness again for that one shot of him being lowered down to the ground. That
seems likely.
Yeah.
Is that the stunt cat?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe it's a cat in a Michael Caine suit.
Maybe it's the same cat.
Yeah.
He's not in the shot.
Look, it's double pay.
Right.
Yeah, there you go. But so Scrooge starts pointing out his old friends, Henry and Edmund, which, again, those names are not in the book, which is interesting to me only in, I wonder if they had some significance to Jerry Jewell. You know?
Or they just sound like old English names.
Yeah. The ghost points out that they can neither see nor hear him, and then she beckons him inside of the schoolhouse.
Right, so this is magical time travel, but not even consistent magical time travel, because Gonzo and Rizzo are able to interact with this cat who presumably lives in the past, but Scrooge is not able to interact with his friends in the past.
Right, but Gonzo and Rizzo kind of exist outside the story anyway.
Yeah, they're on this weird plane where they kind of move in and out of actually being able to interact with other characters.
Right. So then they've gone inside, and now Gonzo tells Rizzo to stop playing with the cat, which is the first time Gonzo has acknowledged that Rizzo is in fact playing with the cat. Yeah. Yes, Matthew?
I did want to point out, has this movie perfected time travel? Because, you know, anytime there's like a time travel movie, maybe aside from just offhand the Bill and Ted films, even the Bill and Ted films count. Going back in time, there's always some sort of trouble that alters the timeline. Either you go by Back to the Future rules, where it irrevocably returns whatever time you return to, or you go the Avengers Endgame route, and it just branches off to a different universe. But this they have like a non-interventionist approach, and I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, but because these are but the shadows of his past.
Yeah, I think it's really because it's magic. It's not scientific time travel.
Right. It's really...
still, I think it may be. It just removes all the complications.
Yeah, you're right. Well, and I don't think Dickens was interested in telling that kind of story anyway, although that would have been interesting.
Yeah.
And Scrooge's old friend, Sarah Connor, approached.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good. I would read that team up. There's actually an episode of I Think You Should Leave, the Netflix sketch show, which has Scrooge's is visited by Sam Richardson from the future as like some sort of cyborg soldier who's like, Scrooge, you're coming with me. We got to go stop these creatures or whatever. I don't remember exactly, but it's like a Christmas Carol 2, and it's about
either I don't remember that one or I haven't seen that episode. I got to go back and watch that show again. It's been a while.
Season 1 of I Think You Should Leave. Yeah.
And those are like 15-minute episodes too. So I got to go back.
They're very short.
Yeah.
And it's very funny.
It is very funny.
Listeners, if you enjoy comedy, check out I Think You Should Leave on Netflix. All right. What else happens in this movie?
There's a shot where Rizzo is running away from the cat, running very quickly. It's like a split second where we see him just running across the entire frame. And I assume this is a marionette. I slowed down the shot as slow as I could on my video player. I did not see any wires or strings, but I did notice that Rizzo's feet do not hit the ground with every step he takes while he's running.
So that suggests marionette.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. Or he's just going that fast.
Right, because he's from New Jersey.
Yep.
Right.
And we all know New Jerseyans are very aerodynamic.
That's what they're best known for.
Yep.
That's what they say.
If you're from New Jersey, please reach out to us and tell us how you're able to run without your feet touching the ground.
Yeah, please. Yes. We're very curious. But so now Gonzo and Rizzo escape the cat by running into the schoolroom also. And then in the classroom, we see busts of Aristotle, Dante, Moliere, and Shakespeare. So all authors, just great thinkers of the past, right? All long dead.
Did either of you do what I did and Google image search these people to see how closely the Muppet busts resemble them?
No, because I figure this is a very faithful adaptation anyway.
It is, yes. But they're pretty good likenesses. These busts, I don't know who designed them. If I had to guess, if I were on an episode of Habawa and asked to name the person who designed these busts, I would probably guess Michael Frith. Just something about the way they look. But
I could see that. They do look a little fraggly in their design.
Yeah, and I like that they went with kind of silly Muppety designs rather than more realistic designs.
Yes.
Well, that's what I was going to say is I feel like it raises all kinds of questions. That in the universe of this movie, Aristotle, Dante, Moliere, and Shakespeare are all whatnots rather than human beings.
Right. This is how people think they look in this universe.
Right. Ebenezer Scrooge is a human man.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
So it's really interesting that Shakespeare was apparently a soggy, floppy armed,
he was a Muppet.
He was a rod hand puppet for some reason.
There've been all these questions and theories over the years about did William Shakespeare actually write those plays? But really the question we should be asking is, was William Shakespeare actually a Muppet?
Derek Jacobi is all like, no, William Shakespeare is nothing but a Muppet. He didn't write those plays. He's low class.
Yeah.
If Shakespeare was a Muppet, who was he performed by?
Well, in the blooper reel for this, there's a shot where Gonzo looks at the William Shakespeare bust and says, Frank Oz?
Yeah.
So I guess there's your answer.
I'm so glad you remember that because I forgot it.
And then they try to talk to him, but of course, being a bust, he does not respond. They're like, "Oh, he won't talk to us."
I think Rizzo says, "As usual."
Yeah, which I think kind of reflects the point. This was kind of the point where Frank Oz was starting to move away from the Muppets. He was there, but not there nearly as much.
Right. Although when Dave Goles was on this podcast, he told us that Frank was on the set all the time for this one.
Yeah,
less so for
kind of
Treasure Island and
of that notion for this
Space.
One. Yeah.
He said this one it was kind of like the whole family's back together and Frank was there.
And as an executive producer, he was actually. I mean, I guess the title executive producer apparently doesn't always mean a lot, but in this case, Frank was pretty actively involved. It sounds like. And
of course, he's going to be in this scene, as Sam the Eagle.
Oh yeah.
This is one of the parts he actually
not in the next, minute and not in the next. How many seconds do we have left in this thing?
I think we only have about 45 seconds.
Not in the next 32 seconds. I didn't get that part.
Right.
I got time travel, baby.
Yeah, there you go. But then Gonzo narrates a little bit more. This next quote is actually all Jerry Jewell. We've been tracking what Jerry Jewell wrote. And what a flood of memories came back to him as Scrooge beheld his old classroom. None of that is in the book. And then Scrooge says the specific things, the specific memories that are flooding back. The desks, the smell of the chalk, and the fact that he chose his profession in this room.
The smell of the chalk, that is such a vivid childhood going to school memory. Although I guess a lot of young people now it would be more like the smell of the dry erase markers, but it's just something you associate with going to school.
Right. And even now, it's not even that. It's smartboard markers, which don't smell like anything.
Right.
So sometimes there's no such thing as scent anymore because the world has become robotic.
Yeah. What do smartboards smell like?
Nothing.
Do Too bad.
circuits. They smell like Scooter Computer and Mr. Chips. That's what they smell like.
Yeah, because kids are going to know Scooter Computer and Mr. Chip.
The Schoolhouse Rock video.
Scrooge is like, oh, I know this place. The desks, the smell of the Scooter Computer and Mr. Chips.
Okay, so in the mid-'80s, they revived Schoolhouse Rock for a series of videos called Scooter Computer and Mr. Chips, and they straight up rule. We'll link to them in the show notes and go watch them because they're bananas.
But those did not make it like when they, sort of put everything on home video back in the late 90s and
they did. It's on the DVD. That's where I saw them.
Oh, on the DVD. Ah, you see, I had the VHS tapes and they were not included.
Yeah. Sure, yeah. It's the 30th anniversary DVD or something from 2003 or whatever.
I wonder if they made it to Disney Plus. I think Schoolhouse Rock is on Disney Plus.
Well, if they have Schoolhouse Rock and not Scooter Computer and Mr. Chips, I'm canceling my subscription. You heard it here first.
Effective immediately.
I'm done. If they don't, I'm tired of Disney trying to cancel Scooter Computer and Mr. Chips. Everything's good. All right. So, anyways, Scrooge says he chose his profession in this room.
You are in luck. It's listed under season 5.
Yeah. All right.
3 songs, right?
3 beautiful songs. 3 beautiful, perfect songs. The music of the heavens.
So you can watch those on Disney Plus, along with the Muppet Christmas Carol.
Yes, that's right. They're side by side. You can watch them back to back without even leaving the app.
Now, they really should put that in the recommendations during the credits of Muppet Christmas Carol. If you like this, check out Scooter Computer and Mr. Chips.
I hope so. Man, that's so good. That's so good. But we are almost at the end of this one. So Scrooge says, desks, chalk, chose my profession. And then the ghost says, and is he too familiar? Well, who too familiar? We don't know because Gonzo says, Scrooge beheld a small boy, a boy he knew and that's where we cut off for this.
Over and over again.
Boy,
whoever it is, Scrooge is astonished to see this boy that they're talking about. But yeah, we don't know who the boy is. Is it the mascot from Bob's Big Boy Restaurants? Is that the boy?
Yup. Yes,
it is. Is it Scooter Computer?
Is it
Mr. Chips?
But what's crazy about that is that Mr. Chips is a computer, which makes sense. But Scooter Computer is a human boy.
Oh, wait, computer is just his last name.
Just his last name.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
That makes
could
sense.
It just be Scooter?
What if Scooter played young Scrooge in this movie? Okay, so maybe we're getting into too much of a little theoretical fan casting, but if Scooter played young Scrooge in this movie, who would you cast as Scooter in 1992?
You mean Scooter the Muppet?
Yeah, Scooter the Muppet, yeah.
Not Scooter Computer, not Scooter the character from the Transformers knockoff GoBots.
When they were filming this, I don't know if they had started filming this before Richard Hunt passed.
I don't think Richard Hunt was ever in any.
No, even if it was, if they did production in the late 91, he wasn't healthy enough to do that then.
Right.
By his own.
I guess David Rudman worked on this movie.
David Rudman is in this.
Scooter, yeah.
That is true, but it didn't directly. Scooter didn't directly pass to David Rudman.
No,
I think
saying
Richard's brother, Adam Hunt, or were they related?
Yeah,
his brother Adam plays his voice in Muppets from Space.
Right, he dubbed that line.
Says, "Get your Gonzo T-shirts."
Well, if it's just a dub, then maybe it did go to Rudman, and they just had someone else do the voice.
Right. I don't know, but anyways, it would have been fun if Scooter was young Scrooge for some reason.
It would have been fun for some reason. Yeah, I don't know if
it's me when I was.
Then everyone's sitting there thinking, "Wait a minute, Scrooge used to be Scooter."
Yeah, and then the medium age of Scrooge can be Wayne.
Oh yeah,
from
sure.
Wayne and Wanda, and Wanda can be Belle. All right,
perfect.
So there you go. And this is
Michael Caine wouldn't have done the movie because he said he didn't want ridiculous.
No, and then old Scrooge would be Pops. So,
so Caine looks at Scooter, and then when you turn back, it's Pops.
It's Pops. No, I just realized that what I'm doing is casting a Boom Studios comic book version of this movie.
Right?
Like Muppet Peter Pan or whatever.
Yeah.
Where Wendy is played by Janice. All right. So, what else? That's the end. Before we go, though, Matthew, do you have any other final thoughts on these 2 minutes?
I mean, do we want to go into like more about time travel? No, I'm trying to think. What else? I mean, I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Yeah, I think we kind of covered the big stuff.
All right, Ryan, anything else?
I just noticed when they close the door and the cat slams into the door, the cat looks very flat, which made me wonder if that's actually a second version of this cat puppet. So I'm even more intrigued.
It's like actually a stunt cat?
It could be. Well, so I'm even more intrigued now that you identified this as the stunt cat from Dog City, just to I don't know how I would find this out, but if there might have been another cat built like in a flat version just for this one gag where it smacks into the door and then falls down.
Right. Well, do they flatten him in Dog City?
That's what I'm wondering. I'm trying to remember.
The whole thing is that he keeps taking a physical punishment.
Right. So it might have been like a kind of a perfect coincidence here.
I think we got to fire up that Dog City app again. All right.
I did think of something. Just a little thing I love about Dave performing Gonzo. When they pan across to the great thinkers and you see Gonzo and Rizzo stoically sitting there before he goes back into his narration, Gonzo's eyes widen. And is there anything more delightful than Gonzo widening his eyes?
Nah, it's great.
Oh, I mean, I'm trying to think of like all the great moments. It's Muppets Take Manhattan when he finds Kermit.
Oh yeah,
at the end. Oh
yeah, that's true. Yeah,
I'm sure plenty of times in Muppet Treasure Island, but when you know like Gonzo's got that look in his eye. Oh
yeah, not a lot of Muppets can raise and lower their eyelids, but he uses it very strategically.
Yeah. Oh, also in Muppets Take Manhattan when he gets engaged. I don't know if we said that one.
Yeah, then it's kind of like
Camilla mouth to mouth, and then he goes, "I think we're engaged," and then he raises his eyebrows. Great. So, Matthew, we like to ask our guests, what's your history with the movie? Where do you rank it among the Muppet movies? And the third question this year is, do you watch it every year? At Christmas time or
so what is my history with this movie?
Yeah.
As a kid, we had the VHS tape. For a while, I did not like this movie.
Ooh.
This did not feel like a in the spirit of the other Muppet movies growing up. It does have a darker tale. It's certainly more dramatic than the other ones.
Yeah.
I sort of came back into appreciating it later in life, especially knowing the history behind it, and knowing that this was like the first big project to come about after Jim's passing. And I think it's a great tribute to Jim. I know I've written about this. A few years ago, my Christmas piece was, why do the Muppets always go back to remaking A Christmas Carol? And it's because of Jim's belief that people should have the chance to be redeemed. But, I mean, originally he wanted Doc Hopper to be redeemed at the end of the Muppet movie. And Frank Oz famously looked at him as he made his pitch and said a word I don't know if I'm allowed to say on this podcast.
If you want to say it, we might beep it later, but
I don't. I'm not sure. I think it's in Brian J. Jones's biography that Frank Oz famously dismissed it out of hand, and thus we got the ending of Doc Hopper being scared off by a giant animal head.
Yeah.
Wow, which rules?
Yes,
which is a good ending, so I'm fine with it. Yeah.
So that's my history with it. What was the second question?
Where would you rank it among the Muppet movies?
Where would I rank it? Ooh. I mean, it's probably should be higher in my rankings, but I mean, 1 and 2, depending on the day, are always Muppet Movie and Great Muppet Caper.
Sure.
I really like Muppets Most Wanted. I think it's the closest.
You put that ahead too? What you're saying?
I might.
That's a great one.
Even still,
great movie.
Even still, I do love Muppet Christmas Carol, and yes, I do watch it every year. We actually, this in the Soberman house, it is tradition on Christmas Eve to watch 2 movies, and this is the second one. The first is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Good choice.
Those are the two Christmas Eve play it or dies.
Good choices. Good choices.
Yeah. And that usually, because both of them are relatively short films, I think Christmas Vacation is just over an hour and a half, and this one's just under an hour and a half.
Yeah.
It usually leads right into the local news, which in New York, Christmas Eve is the only time they run it with the full credits, which I always find fascinating.
The evening news.
Yeah, with full credits. Everybody who works at the station.
Well, all those people have families.
Yes, they do. And
That's
on
true.
Christmas
There you
Eve,
go.
they get to see it. Which, of course, leads into midnight mass at from the Vatican. Which, being Jewish, somehow we always watch.
Interesting.
Well, we sort of view it as like a cultural event. Like,
Right.
You know,
Sure, yeah.
people from a different faith opening, showing how they celebrate the holiday.
Yeah. You have FOMOM, fear of missing out on midnight mass.
Yep. Well, let's go with that.
Sure. And on that note, we are going to close the book on this one for today. Listeners, you can always find toughpigs.com right there on the internet. We're located at toughpigs.com. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can become a patron on Patreon if you would like to. You can email us with any comments, concerns, or questions at movingrightalong@toughpigs.com. You can follow Ryan on Twitter at @MeRyanRowe and on Letterboxd at MoviesAreNeat. You can follow me on Letterboxd at ZeppoMarxist. And Matthew, where can our listeners find you on the line?
You can find me on Twitter at Matthew Soberman. Not nearly as witty as Zeppo Marxist or Movies Are Neat, but that is who I am. That's the name I've been given, and I'm very happy with it.
It's actually at Matthew's Oberman. Anyways, go on.
Yeah, sure. That sounds right. You can read me here on Tough Pigs. I write every so often. Trying to think where else you can read if you like Disney parks, I write for WDWNT. And if you like me making fun of old and if you like me making fun of old TV specials, you can find me on Twitch at Screenhole TV. I am a part of a show called VHS, or The Void of Horrible Stuff.
Huh.
Is that true? I don't think I knew that.
That is
fun.
true. That is very true. It's a we're on Twitch. We recently moved to Twitch after being on another channel with another name, but we have been reborn as VHS, and we're very happy. Awesome. We have a lot of fun there.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being here, Matthew.
Thank you.
Thank you as well to Morgan Davy for designing our logo, and thanks to each and every one of you for listening. If you're so inclined, give us a positive review on iTunes and tell all of your friends, Edmund, Henry, the whole gang, to listen to Moving Right Along. We'll be back next week with another episode. Goodbye.
Good night.
I'm from New Jersey.
Where we're going, we don't need smells.